Okay, Chris, what were the positives for you from the Burton game?
Well, lots of positives actually. Players coming back from injury, and I thought they did very well. The midfield trio were really good. Welcome return for Danny Stevens, who I thought was excellent, and we were on the front foot for a lot of the game against a very good Burton side, and I think that the lads enjoyed it. They grew in confidence in the game, especially in the first half. Results didn't go our way, but that won't be the case always. It's impossible. When we win, other teams will lose, and they'll feel like that. So all in all, wanted a win, but it was a good performance.
Obviously it's difficult coming in at a new club at any time, but under the circumstances, how difficult has it been to get to know all your players, their strengths, their weaknesses, and probably until you put them in the first team you don't really get to know them even on the training pitch?
No, you don't. That is true, and I haven't even got to know them on the training ground because we haven't been able to train on, big pitches. It's been very difficult to see the players out of the team. It's a good point, whether it be in the game or in training on a full-size pitch. So to that end, it is still a learning process for me. But I said to the lads this morning, I was happy with the fact that you wanted the ball and that you did the ugly side of the game. On Saturday, I wasn't happy with those things. But at the moment, being too harsh for me is not the right angle. I think they need confidence. They need to be told they're good players and that they should want the ball. Because for me at the minute, it's all about motivation and confidence for them.
There was discussion on one of the fans forums, I'm not sure whether it was Talkies or one of the other clubs, about a month ago about you're only as good as your strikers. The club's only as good as your strikers. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, this club's doing their best to provide, finances to do things. It's been a struggle since I arrived on that front. But, Thea's been very good for this football club. She's put a lot of money in, but that can only last for so long. And so it's up to me to wheel and deal and to try and get players in. The reality is that most teams we play against have got strike forces of perhaps £5,000 to £8,000 for the 4 or 5 or 6 players in those positions. On Saturday, our striker cost me nothing. The Saturday before, the striker cost me nothing. So, there is a difference. In saying that, money's not always the answer. So the lads that do play have got to, grasp it and use it as a real opportunity to do well. I told them on Saturday after the game, I just want to pick an 11 players that go and do it, and I'd love you to play every week in, week out. So I didn't change it, and ultimately that's what they have to do. They have to find it within themselves to get in the team, play well. So I say week in, week out, but for a couple of changes, you're playing every week.
You got a goal on Tuesday. Elliot Benyon got it. How important was it that it went to one of the strikers?
Yeah, it was important. I've given them a little incentive from now to the end of the season. That's to do with me and the players, myself and the players, and I hope that they take advantage of that. But Elliot's a game lad. He's full of energy. He couldn't play the previous week because he'd been feeling a thigh, and I didn't want him to tear it and be out for 6 weeks. And I think we've chosen the sensible route, and that's what we did. And sometimes your striking options are made up for you because the previous game, Jaden Stockley had a sort of problem with his ticker, so we had to leave him out. So that sometimes the team's made. The mind's made up for you, but I thought the front three played really well on Tuesday.
Often when you're down there, or indeed when you're going for promotion, the teams you want to be playing are maybe the ones that are in mid-table with not a lot to play for, but I think there's 14 teams within 5 points of each other. That team doesn't really exist. I mean, it might have been Hartlepool in a different season, mightn't it? But everybody's still got something to play for.
They have, and I do maintain that you can beat the top teams when you're down there at the bottom. It doesn't really matter. My philosophies haven't changed since day one. I knew it would be hard. It still is hard. But I feel better after Tuesday night than I did after Saturday night. And there's 2 points difference.
What are you expecting from Hartlepool?
Yeah, a bright young side. I like the way I saw them at Exeter earlier in the season. I was looking at a couple of players when I was at Bournemouth. They've got some bright young, some players there that perhaps will have good careers at a high level. But we just need to be on the front foot and worry about ourselves. We pay them respect, and I'll show the team their dangers. But on the whole, we have to worry about Torquay United and what we do with and without the ball.
What's the latest on the injury front?
There's a couple out for Saturday, which is a bit of a blow. But as I say, it gives other players the opportunity. So it's no great shakes. The people who get on the coach on Friday morning should be up for it, and they will be.
Yeah, we'll say who's out.
Billy Bowden will be out.
Is that the same problem again?
Yeah, same problem again, which is annoying. So he'll be out. Obviously, Sean Cooper not back yet. A couple of other little niggles that will be last-minute decisions.
Have you stopped the run?
Yeah, I think we have. I'd have preferred to have won, and we've tried to win every game. But the times when we've matched teams up, and I expected us to do well, for whatever reason, we haven't. So that I'm learning something about my managerial decisions. Let's put it that way.
How much of a learning curve has this been?
Oh, huge.
Spiral?
Huge. But again, I'll say the same things as I did when I sat in the seat. I know how difficult it is. I'm under no illusions, and I'm not going to be panicking. Whatever scenario happens, I'm the right person to manage this club. That's all I know, and I'm happy with what I'm doing with the boys to help them improve as footballers. If I can do it in this short space of time, great. But in my contract at this club, I am going to make sure that these players improve. And we've shown glimpses of it. It's just consistency, isn't it? We just need to be consistent. And we haven't had consistency in injuries, weather, pitches, games. There's always been something that's not gone right, whether it be player suspension, injury, or the pitch not being ready. So hopefully we can get on a level playing field and play these games consistently Tuesday, Saturday. I think it'll help us.